Here are my top 5 tips for dealing with retroactive jealousy. Okay. Tip number 1, it's about you, not your partner, which I've said over and over. Jealousy of any sort is about you, not your partner. This is about you working on you. That could mean counseling of some kind to work on your self-esteem and your insecurity. It could be daily meditation to calm your anxiety and get in charge of your negative thoughts. If you're in a relationship where your partner compares you to an ex, it's time to draw some real boundaries. Hello. Really, in here, you would start by asking questions if they're doing that. How do you think it makes me feel when you compare me to your ex? Or really, more importantly, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, what's your goal when you compare me to your ex? What are you looking for here? Let's talk about that. And you've got to be curious. You have to come from a loving heart. This isn't about attacking them. You really want to know what is going on that they keep bringing up this ex partner. And you'd be amazed. I've had this come up in couple sessions, and people really take a moment and they realize that they can realize, they have an aha moment. Oh, I was compared. Wow, I didn't realize I ever talked about this person so much. Or I didn't realize I was trying to go back to this other time. And a lot of times it has nothing to do with that ex person. And sometimes they're romanticizing a past relationship. It's not even real. Other times it's about a time in their life when they felt more carefree. And I would ask you, why are you in a relationship where you don't feel like you're a number one choice? Once again, this is about you and doing your own work to identify why you're in this kind of relationship. And if this has happened more than once to you, you really got it. You're the common denominator here. What is it that you're feeling that you haven't, really worked on in yourself? I don't want to say fixed because you're not broken, but what have you not worked on? Again, we love to blame other people. We love to put it outside of ourselves. I hear people say, all women are this and all men suck or whatever. And that's not true. It's just not true. I don't suck. I'm a woman. My husband, my Gary, he doesn't suck. He's a man. Like, my son doesn't, my daughter doesn't. There's lots of good people in the world. I know because I talk to you all. A lot of good people I talk to. So this idea, that when we generalize those terms because that's what we're kind of seeing, it becomes its own problem. Tip number 2 is introspection. This, to me, would be your top priority if you're experiencing jealousy or retroactive jealousy. Increasing your self-awareness, taking a step back to ask yourself where these feelings are coming from. What fears, inner doubts, and insecurities are under your retroactive jealousy? What's really driving this? Again, if you say it's your partner's behaviors that are driving this, go back to my first tip there, because especially with retroactive jealousy, this isn't about your partner because they're not doing anything. There's nothing actually happening in the moment that's triggering it. But again, even with quote unquote regular jealousy, you got to take that step back and get introspective. You have to look at yourself. Really, really important. It's always about you. At the very least, I always say the one in the most pain needs to change first. And if you're listening or watching right now, it's you. And so that means you have to change first. Yeah. It's not fair, Abby. I didn't say it was fair. I didn't say it was right or whatever, but would you rather be correct or effective? Do you want to change your life? Do you want things to feel different for you? Do you want to stop having this kind of relationship or these kind of feelings? Then come on, get on board. I'm giving you the tools. But you can't sit there and be a victim and then say, but I want these other things. It's not going to work. So get out of fair, get out of whatever in your head, and get to, I want to be effective. I don't need to be right. Tip number 3 is avoid triggers. I'm amazed at how many people are struggling with jealousy and they're just diving into their triggers all the time. And then they don't understand why they can't stop, why it's not getting better. So to me, social media is probably the biggest trigger for retroactive jealousy. When you're on social media, it's impossible not to compare yourself to other people. And if you're looking at their past relationships, or if you're even looking at just your partner's old photos, when they were younger and they were on these beautiful vacations to Bali, and they were doing all, they were 22 then. Yeah, they could do all that stuff, Now you're 42, and that's not as accessible. And so you don't have to be jealous of that, right? So again, because retroactive jealousy, we're talking about romance today, but it can be in a lot of different ways. So if you're just going back through your partner's old IG photos, that can be a problem. And thinking, well, why aren't they like that now? They're not so carefree. They're not so this. They're not so that. They're not spontaneous like they used to be. Yeah, I get it. We all change and grow. I don't act like I did when I was 9, but everyone thinks that's a good thing. So I don't know how I might have acted at 19 or 29, should be different than 59. Like, of course it should. All those should be different. All those decades should be different. Hopefully we're growing as people and we age, and I'm more tired. I'm more tired, people. I'm tired. I get tired. I don't want to do as much. I'm not going to lie. I still like me an adventure, but I am not, traveling all over the world as I did when I was young. Like, I'm not doing those same things. I'm not flying around in my career like I did when I was in my 30s. I'm not doing the same things I did then. So comparing yourself, being on social media, looking at this, it really fuels that insecurity, which fuels your jealousy. So no more of that. Maybe it's time for a social media detox. I hear you gasping. Abby, I have episodes on this, how to do it, how to sort of step back. First, I would say at the very least, if this is an issue for you, don't follow your partner or any of their friends or past acquaintances on social media. Just don't do it. Just don't follow them. If something bugs you, don't look. So get them off your feed. Get them out of your visuals. You gotta stay in your lane. Don't snoop, ask to see their phone, or casually ask their mom about, their past partner. Stay away from anything that might trigger those feelings of low self-esteem, jealousy, and insecurity. So please. Tip number 4, I kind of already said, but I'm going to make it its own tip. Don't be a victim. I have no room in the work you and I do together for a victim mentality. When you say things like, I just can't help it, or I just can't stop thinking about it, Abby, I want to run screaming naked in the woods. I won't do that. No one wants to see that. You're acting like a victim. Nothing's going to change for this or any future relationship if you tell me I just can't help it. Yes, you can. It's not easy. It's not going to be overnight. It's actually kind of simple, but not easy, we say a lot. But you got to work on it. And the amount of times I literally just had someone DM me. Was it DM or a comment under a video? They're like, I just listened to the cognitive reframing episode. It was really good. If, by the way, that's a good episode to listen to, and I'll link to it if this is all an issue. When we cognitive reframe, we instead of saying, we say things like life is happening for me, not to me. We reframe it. We have a new angle. And this person said, I tried it once and I don't feel better. I was like, sweetie, would you go, I tried tennis. I don't play like Serena Williams. Doesn't work. I took a lesson and everything, but I don't play like her. What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Just the idea, again, we've gotten into a culture that is so immediate gratification. So right now I want a 30-second tip. I want to do the tip in 30 seconds. I want to change my life. Not gonna happen. I am here to tell you, you have years of thinking this way. You have years of these thought habits. It's not going to change overnight, no matter how fabulous the tool is. So stop acting like a victim and start changing, right? Stop saying, I just can't help it. I get it. If you have an underlying mental health condition, if you're bipolar, again, if you have severe anxiety, if you have OCD, it feels that, but you got to get help for it. You have to treat it every single day. You have to make that a top priority because you deserve to have an amazing life. You deserve the beautiful things out there, and there's treatment, but you're going to have to stick with it. It's not going to, the worse your mental health issues are, the harder this is going to be. I'm sorry. I love you. I hate saying it, but I'm not going to lie to you either. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you have a substance abuse problem, this is going to be harder. Again, whatever it is, it's going to be harder. It's going to be exacerbated, made worse by this thing. If you have medical conditions, if you're in chronic pain, this is going to be harder because it's hard to have the bandwidth and the patience to do the work. Yes. And I'm truly, I would never wish this on you. I feel terrible. And I'm here to tell you how to change it. And this is how you do it. So you're acting like a victim. If you're doing that, nothing is going to change again for this or any future relationship. I hear people say things like, oh, I'm insecure. But I want to remind you, so like that, being insecure, it's not a personality trait. Babies aren't born insecure. It's a habit of thought. And any habit can be changed with intention, with attention, right? Any habit can be changed, but it takes a minute to change habits. They don't change overnight. You don't do the tool one time and it's done. That is not how any habit changes. Habits are really instilled when they are really coded strong because your brain thinks it's a survival skill, even something like being insecure. So it's going to take a minute to shift it. Please give yourself some patience, some grace in the process. Please, I'm begging you. I love you. You don't treat yourself very well with this stuff. I don't like it. Tip number 5 is to practice mindfulness. And here I am, Jewish Mother Bossy. Once again, I'm all Jewish Mother Bossy on your ass. I'm sick of you talking about mindfulness, Abby. It's not the cure-all. Yes, it fucking is. Yes, it is. Oh, I'm swearing, getting sassy. That's what happens sometimes. I get upset. I say with love. You're sick of me talking about mindfulness? I say with love, I don't care. If you want to stop being retroactively jealous, if you want to stop being jealous, period, you've got to get in charge of your thoughts. It's an indulgence, these jealous thoughts. You can't allow the indulgence of jealous, insecure thoughts to dominate your thinking. It's like you're eating a pint of Ben and Jerry's every night, of ice cream every night, and then wondering why you can't lose weight. Well, you're indulging in this thing. Of course, that's a reason why. It's maybe not the only reason why, but it's a big reason why. Practice mindfulness. And anytime you feel yourself focusing on your partner and what they should do or what they shouldn't do, bring the attention back to yourself. If they just reassure me more, I need to hear I love you more. I need you to tell me I'm beautiful more. Nope. Those are all nice. I love all that. But that's not what's going to do it because you just need more. It's like a funnel. I want you to think of that like it's a funnel. And you're putting all the reassurances and the I love yous and all that in the top of that funnel. And you're just filling, but there's a hole in the bottom. And you have to constantly refill the funnel. You got to take care of that. You have to dam that up. And you do that, you start that with mindfulness, with being in charge of your thoughts, with noticing when you're starting to have the crazy thoughts and bringing yourself lovingly and gently back. I have a free mindfulness starter kit on the website. It's on the shop page, but you don't have to put in a credit card or anything. It's nothing weird like that. But go get the mindfulness starter kit. Start there. It's free. What? Let's try that.